love delivering cookies to my neighbors. They've got to be on the list, though, or they don't get any.
That reminds me of a very special list in the Bible. Well, hey there. Thanks for listening to Keys for Kids today. As always, my name is Zach, and as always, I'm glad that you're listening. You know, there's a bunch of lists that I would like my name to be on. For example, the list to be on the baseball team this year at school, or the list to go to camp with my church group. But there's one list that is far more important, and that's God's list. Luke chapter 10, verse 20 says, "Rejoice because your names are written in heaven." Well, let's learn all about that. Our story today is called Lina's List. Let's see. Mrs. Garcia ordered 4 boxes of chocolate chip cookies. Aunt Katie wants 1 box of oatmeal raisin and 1 box of double chocolate delight. And Mrs. Jones gets 3 boxes of sugar cookies, Lina murmured to herself. She was taking part in a fundraiser for her school and had sold cookies to several families in her neighborhood. Lina carefully finished filling out her order form and took it to school the next day. When the cookies arrived, Lina double-checked the boxes with her list to make sure the orders were right. Then she went to deliver the cookies to the people who had ordered them. When Lina stopped at the Garcias' home, Mrs. Garcia came to the door. "Here you are," said Lina, 4 boxes of chocolate chip cookies. "Hooray, cookies!" exclaimed the Garcias' young son Jorge. He eagerly took a cookie from a box Mrs. Garcia had just opened. As Lina got back on her bike, a little boy came running up to her from the house next door. "Oh!" he exclaimed when he saw what she had. "I want cookies too!" Lina knew the boy well. His family attended the same church as her family. "I'm sorry, Nathan," she said after checking her list, "but I don't see your family's name here." She smiled at him. "I'm still taking orders, so ask your mom or dad if they'd like to buy some cookies." Nathan's dad was working in the yard and he walked over. "I heard that," he said, "and we'd like to buy some, wouldn't we, Nathan?" Nathan nodded eagerly. "All right," said Lina. "Then your name will be on my next list, Nathan, and you'll get cookies too." "Your list of names makes me think of Pastor Holt's message last week," said Nathan's dad. "Remember it? Pastor Holt reminded us that one day we will all face God, and he'll look to see if our names are written in heaven. They need to be on God's list in the book of life." "And if they are, we get to spend eternity with him," said Lina. She smiled at Nathan. "That's one list you want to be sure your name is on." Nathan grinned at her. "It already is," he said, "because I trusted Jesus to be my Savior." So how about you? Is your name on God's list? That's a very important question because only those whose names are written in heaven will spend eternity with Jesus. The time to trust him is today, right now. Admit your sin and trust him to save you. Then your name will be written in the book of life in heaven. For more information on what it means to trust in Jesus, just get your parents' permission and then go to keysforkids.org/salvation. Our key verse is found in the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 20.
"Rejoice, because your names are written in heaven."
And our key thought: trust Jesus and be on God's list. I'm glad I could spend some time with you today on the Keys for Kids story. If you want an easy way to make the stories a part of your everyday life, then ask Alexa to play the Keys for Kids podcast. Then you can listen wherever you have an Echo device, like in the bathroom brushing your teeth, or in the kitchen eating lunch, or even at bedtime just before you go to sleep. It's a great way to make time with God a part of your life. Just ask Alexa, play the Keys for Kids podcast. I'm Zach. Thanks for spending time with Keys for Kids.